All right, I'm going to teach you another topic called discrete and continuous points or lines or sets or data, right? And it's a little bit tricky, so we're going to go slow. We're going to go nice and easy, just like an apple pie. Let's do a new sheet, and I'm going to show you the difference. A discrete set of data is like this. I'm getting my drawing tool out. Let's say I have some sort of graph, right? And I got points like this. These are discrete because they represent a single point, right? If I do this, right, they are still single points, okay? When I do something like this, right, where this is cut up infinitely, then, oh, hang on, I just lost it. If I do that, right, and this axis, well, both of them are like infinite. You can keep cutting it and keep cutting it and keep cutting it to infinity, then there's no individual point there really. It's just an approximation of a point. So if you think about it more in terms of like analog and digital, analog, it's just constantly moving. Digital, it's like it's 503, it's 504, it's 505. They're discrete points in time, okay? So hopefully that's a basic explanation, but you'll see it more in here. So let's bring in order date. So if I double click order date, I'm going to have it here. And you'll notice that these are discrete points. Let's bring in sales. Okay, actually I want it to be a line chart. Now, you may think that this is continuous, right? But it's not, because if you look at them, they're still individual points. It's not really a continuous axis, right? If I wanted this to flow continuously, I right click on the date, right? And I choose between this section or this section. The top one is discrete and the bottom one is continuous, right? You'll also notice that when you click here, it already marks it discrete. If I click continuous year, right, you see how it looks different now. Even though there's still points, there's actually values in between here, okay? And the reason you can't see them is that this is set to year, but there's actually points in between, right? And you'll also notice that this is now changed to green, okay? And this is now also saying continuous. And if I go to, let's say, quarter, this is actually the sum of every single quarter across every single year. And I'll show you how I know that, because if I grab order date and I put it into here and color code it by year, that's 2017, 2018, 2016, and 2015, right? Because they're still discrete points, they stack. But I don't want them stacked. I want to see quarter one of the year and then the next one. So if I change this to this quarter, which is the continuous one, look how different it looks, right? And we'll actually add these little bumps so you can kind of see it, right? So this is, even though it looks like it's discrete points, there's values in between them, all right? So if I go to the lowest one, which is day, you'll see it's continue. Oh, maybe that's not a good view. Let's go week at least, right? You can see the views. If I change week to discrete, which is actually in here, it just does like this, right? Which is individual points, right? Which is not the same thing. It takes a little while of playing around with it to truly understand the difference. So I actually suggest don't try and technically understand it, but just keep playing with them and you'll start feeling the difference, right? Depending on what you're trying to show. So if, for example, I want to show over time from start to finish of the project, I would use continuous. Because if I put, for example, week, I can say this is the start of the program, this is the end. It continuously flows. But if I am doing a study of comparing months, or I want to see everything in a year or split them up in a certain way, maybe I'll use discrete. Okay, so now I have discrete. I want to overlay them. Again, I can drop order date into color and split them by year. Right? Oops, that's not right. What did I do this there? Year. Oh yeah, sorry. That's something else. Ignore that one. But that's how I would do it. Just have a play with the continuous ones. Okay, and you can actually do combinations of the two. So let's say I have a discrete year, like so, and I can actually bring in a continuous, which is this green stuff here, let's say month. So now I have a continuous month, as you can see here. See how it's continuous? But then the top is a discrete, so you can have mixtures as well. Again, Yeah, it takes a little while to get used to. And always, the green is always on the right side. You can never put this on the other side, okay? Because otherwise it just doesn't make any sense, all right? So that is the difference between discrete and continuous plots, right? And let me just make sure, right? That is the difference. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.